dear traveler, welcome to the realm of the Iron Isle. Together with your fellow travelers, you will fight together or against one another for control of the Elder's throne and take control of this cursed land. Make your own destiny. Learn to forage and gather. Forge iron into steel. Build your own settlement from the sweat of your neighbors. Make this realm yours, either through war or peace. Gain influence and title. Welcome to RivenWorld, the first era. Coming soon to Steam Early Access.
Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to the RivenWorld dev stream. If someone could just post in chat and let me know that they can hear me on the stream, that'd be much appreciated. Okay, awesome. Well, welcome to the second dev stream. We did one Thursday, sort of just to get our feet wet and get used to it. My name is Zach, or Kior, and I'm going to be the host for this dev stream. Also, somewhere in here is going to be Renee. He is one of the developers working on the game, and yeah, we're going to show you RivenWorld and everything
Hello.
about it. Oh, there's Renee. Renee, say hello.
Hello. Sorry, I was trying to hook up my mic.
Awesome. Oh, look at that. Is that you?
Yep, that is correct.
Cool. So we haven't hooked up the player names above the heads yet, but we have successfully done player sync. So you can see different players move around the world and all that good stuff. And yeah, we're just going to sort of run around, play the game, show you what we have to offer as far as RivenWorld. Feel free to ask questions in chat. And while we run around, I'll go ahead and just talk a little bit about the game and what we're playing in here. So this is the spawn city. So this is where all players are going to spawn in. We initially were going to do it sort of like other games do, to where everyone's just in random locations, but we thought it would be cool for server owners to be able to say, like, hey, look, this is the spawn city, to be able to set up like markets and stuff inside buildings that are pre-existing. We have actually market stands, so that's all going to be up to server owners, developers, and stuff like that. And then over here we have a church, and the church is actually going to be where you respawn to if you die. But this is actually one of my favorite buildings in this whole world right now, just because of how beautiful the light comes through the windows. Like, we have been super impressed with Unreal Engine 5, with Lumen, and everything else that they have to offer as a game engine. And also, it's really cool to see the glass effect. Okay. So yeah, this is our inventory. We're still working on some of the icons here and there for some stuff. That was this past week, actually. We've been working a lot on adding in different placeables and buildable items. So that's been this past week. And also swapping out some of the early age assets that we had. So like we had a so I am not a 3D artist. I'll just start by saying that, and Renee's gonna laugh. I made a horrendous looking bridge here at the beginning of the project, just to put something there. It looked like two donuts floating with a little table on top. And then one of our 3D artists, Melissa, actually replaced it with this beautiful bridge. So very proud of that. And that's what we've slowly started to do, is we've been working on server networking code and stuff like that. So you can see latency is actually pretty past the stream possibly having some latency issues. Latency on the game is actually pretty low. So this server is actually in Virginia, and we're based in Houston. So, and you can see the real time movement of everything. Okay. Thank you, MAHH. Yes, it does look really cool, in my opinion, at least. And yeah, we've been super impressed with just everything the graphics that Unreal Engine delivers, the lighting, even just the trees. It's all just been mind blowing as far as what you can create. Go ahead and chop down a tree real quick. So we are adding in a animation to the tree. So just for development's sake, we've actually just the trees are disappearing. So that's on our list to do before we release an alpha release. Is the tree's actually going to fall down, crackle, and you're actually going to chop it up, sort of like in the old Reign of Kings, Rust, and those types of games. That make it a little bit more realistic than just the tree disappearing. Real quick, let me put on some music. There you go. And the axes are going to be tiered to where you can have a more powerful axe, and it can, of course, do more damage. All the tools have durability, so you're going to have to repair them and keep up with your tool set. We also have a Daisy inspired forage system. I don't know what about it that I like so much, but in Daisy, I always remember during the mod, you could just run up to a tree and you just pushed a button and you could forage and it just found things within the tree, which I always thought was really cool. Um, Me personally, I've never been a fan of uh, games to where they say, hey, go find 3 stone, and you're walking around the game like this. Like first person, like looking at the ground, trying to figure out where the stone is. So we put in just a simple forage system. It actually looks at what terrain you're standing on or what you're looking at. So if you're on rock, you're going to forage for rock. If you're in grass, you'll forage for leaves, sticks, rock. I think there's even feces in there, so you can make fertilizer. And then trees, of course, produce fruits and stuff like that that you can find through the world. So yeah, let's see if we can build something real quick. So the building system is very inspired um, by Minecraft and 7 Days to Die. So you're going to be able to build quite a bit in the world. Um, and it's all block based. So you're actually going to be able to build some really cool structures. In our opinion, it gives you a lot more freedom than like module based building because now you can build whatever you want to, whatever your heart desires, whatever you can come up with. And I don't know where Renee ran off to, but
I got stuck a little bit behind. Sorry.
oh, okay. So yeah, if you have questions, post in chat on Twitch or Steam. Um, Also, any feedback and or comments you want to make, go ahead and make them. We're wanting to make these dev streams a one of the collaborative moments of the progress of building this game. So, if someone comes in or if the community says, "Hey, look, we don't like that system. We actually want it this way," then what we'll do is put a poll up and see what everyone thinks and change it. Because in the end of the day, we're building this game for everyone in the community, and it was sort of driven off of my favorite game back in 2015 was Reign of Kings. I think I logged like 500 hours on that sucker, and then the developers abandoned it. And I've been looking for a game to replace that title for a long time to fill that void that left, and no one came out with anything, so we decided to build it. Okay, so that's a great question. So, how does the inventory work? Will it grow according to the levels? You're very new to gaming. So it's really however we want to design it, but we did have this idea to add backpacks that increase your storage space. The inventory by default is set, but then you're going to be able to build backpacks, satchels, bags that holds more inventory items, um, hold more items like on you. We also threw around the idea of ditching inventory like slots altogether and doing it weight based. That also adds just another element to the inventory system. So you can hold as much as you want, but you may not be able to move very well. So we're still playing with that. If anyone has any opinions and/or uh, like comments on what system you prefer, then let us know. Where did you go, Renee?
I got lost in the woods.
You got lost? Oh no, this is like DayZ all over again.
Yeah, we're back to that. I think I make a wrong turn.
So the idea with the block-based building is actually you're going to be able to build wherever you want. So like right now, we just placed some foundation blocks down on the ground. Something really cool is you can actually rotate your blocks. So like you could actually make like circles and stuff just out of the block formation. We're also going to be adding in some different style of blocks. So like this is a complete just square block, but we're also going to be adding in like stair blocks, ramp blocks, corner blocks. So you can really get creative with your building. To where if you really wanted to, you could, create a castle with, round turrets going up it, towers, a keep. That's what we're really wanting to have everyone sort of excited to do. Just looking at what we got here. So here's a stair. Let's use a stair real quick. Oh, that's not good. My guy's hungry. Here, I may need to respawn. We haven't. We have the consumption of health, but we don't have food yet implemented fully. So we have food in the inventory, and we're just hooking it up to the server. So let me. I'm gonna go ahead and just relog real quick and. So, what is the story of the game? So, the story of the game is actually, so it's based on a island called the Iron Isles, and within that isle, um, within the Iron Isle, the concept is that people, the Elder's Curse swept through the land, and when the Elder's Curse swept through the land, all the inhabitants left the island, and the Elder's Curse was sort of from a war. So you had war, you had the famine sweeping through the region, stuff like that. And so this is an uninhabited island off the coast of Europe, and that's sort of the premise that's starting to let people create their own stories. We have talked about letting, or not letting, but we've had a lot of conversations recently about actually adding in a story mode. So to where either players can go on quests by themselves, all the way to actually adding a. We had a cool idea to do a collaborative story mode. So basically, disable that for you. Having a collaborative story mode to where, like, let's say the realm as a whole, so your whole server works towards a goal. So you all, donate so much lumber to something, and it builds a new dock, and that new dock takes you to a new island. So as a collective, people can unlock things within the story mode. Oh, Renee, I found you. You're just standing here. So that's one major idea we had to drive story. We're really wanting to let community sort of drive the story as well, and to tell us, what they want to see. And we also want to see community members make their own story. So, one server may, want to do like a king, like role play server, or another person may want to just do like a PvP server, or another one may want to do a PvE server. And I know um, Pogi. Um, I know you were asking about like modding support, stuff like that in Discord um, a few days ago, and that's where the mods are really going to shine. So the mod system is, so this server software is actually the similar as like Minecraft actually, um, to where like right now we're actually connected to a Java server. And that's, we're going to release our whole server software as open source. So instead of, depending on like Bucket, Spigot, stuff like that in the Minecraft world, um, you now can just download the RivenWorld server SDK and build whatever mod or plugin you want for your server. And the idea behind that is server owners, content creators, even just normal players will be able to say, oh, I want um, a economy plugin to where people have to buy land or something. 100% possible within the plugin system. Um, so you could actually add that functionality to the world, make your own game rules. Um, or let's say you want a land claim system, then that'll also be a plugin that you can build, or you could even download. We're also going to be allowing people to use like Steam Workshop. But on top of that, we're going to be coming out with our own plugin repository website, to where developers will be able to post their plugins for the community, and even sell them if they wanted to. That's another approach that we're taking. Is server owners, we're not going to put any cap or limits on what you can do with your server. So you can make as much money as you want. You could monetize it. You could take donations. You could sell software around the server. You could do a lot of things. Isn't that a beautiful view? Yeah, let me go in for first person so I can show you guys. So that's what we've been really trying to do as well, is within the world, we've been really working hard on the environmentals, like the clouds moving, um, trees, wind, the ocean. There's actually weather, so the server picks weather patterns based off seasons. So there's going to be seasons of summer, spring, winter, fall. And later on, that will affect also crop cycles. So you can play like a medieval farm sim within the RivenWorld environment. So right now, I'm just running up to the castle to show you guys the castle with the throne. So this is where you would have to go if you wanted to become king of the land. You'd have to scale the mountain on this path. And we did that on purpose to create moments of conflict or defense, to where if you're king, you could technically build gates, walls, stuff that like that around the castle. And that just brings me to another point that we think is going to be really cool about RivenWorld. Oh, there's a. Let's see. Is there going to be more islands? So yes, the plan is to develop more islands and more maps as we grow our community, and once we release the game, um, and the different maps could be different settings. They could be bigger, they could be smaller. We've even talked about doing to where you could travel between worlds, so servers could have 3, 4, 5 worlds that you can travel between, um, and stuff like that. So yes, there is going to be more islands coming once we release to Steam Early Access. So here's the. Let's see if I can get a good view of it. Here's the castle and keep for the Elder's Throne. So this is where players will go to capture the throne. Um, it has some really cool vantage points. Like here, you can see the road down there past those trees, and you can honestly see the whole world or whole realm from up here. And we just imagine players like really having fun with this, like filling this in with blocks. I can even show you how you could do that. Let's see, let's do dirt. So the building system, just to demonstrate to you guys how this is going to work. So see, you can build wherever you want. So the blocks snap to any surface, and then they snap to each other. So you can put in a wall here. You don't have to worry about conforming to a grid. You don't have to worry about, you know, um, having things out of line. You literally could fill this whole thing in and then put a door or gate in and protect the castle further. Go. Yeah. So yeah, this is the Elder's Throne. So it's built to be bare. So you do have a shrine right here. So the advantage of being the king is you're gonna be able to come here, donate your items to the Elder Shrine. When you donate items to the shrines, you're gonna unlock runes, and those runes are gonna have powers. And we're talking everywhere from like Fog of War to changing the day-night cycle to making the weather change outside. The options are sort of limitless, and we've even talked about doing it to where um, with runes you could actually curse weapons. So you could actually build like a workbench and curse a weapon and give it power ups. So like a sword of fire, a sword of water, and sort of just make it custom all the way around to where you can be creative. So you could create your own sword, trade it with players, beef it up, stuff like that. And this is one of my favorite 3D models that we have in the whole game. Is right here. This throne looks so cool. Or you're going to be able to go up there, claim the throne, and you become king. And when you're king, you're going to be able to control taxes, um, put different laws into place. And again, we're sort of leaving some stuff up to the server owners, to where as a server owner, you could create different things the king can do. Uh, so let me get out of here.
Gonna need to put some stairs there.
Oh yeah, I can put stairs. You're right. Let's see, stone corner block, stone block. Where did my stairs go? I have a stone corner.
Yeah, I haven't.
Let's see here if I can find where my stairs went. Maybe I lost them. Did I drop them? I must have dropped
Uh,
it.
right
Oh,
bottom.
well, no,
Go to the.
that's a stick. Huh, I dropped my stairs. Well, that sucks. So let me drop these sticks real quick. There they are. Okay. So for development, we actually have it spawning all the blocks in um, on inventory load. So yeah, I just dropped something in my inventory or place it real quick. I want to put the stairs over here. Oh, I need to put a base block first. This. There we go. Then I'll come over here. Put another block. Look at that. Got stairs. So we're still refining some of the stuff with building, but the basis is there to where you're going to be able to build sort of just whatever you want. Thank you. Yeah, we do love the lighting in the game is actually one of my favorite. And yeah, the lighting effect on the stairs also is super cool, and on the building. I think that's something that you just put in this week, right, Renee? Was like the ability to like see previews of what you're placing.
That is correct. Let me know how it feels. So if I need to change something.
Yeah, look at that. I could put battlements up here. That's cool.
Yeah, there's also for stairs. I did implement something new. So if you do a shift uh, on the rotation,
Yeah.
you can also snap it to like 90 degrees because when I was playing with the stairs, it felt kind of weird to just go at like small degrees rotation there.
Okay, yeah, I did notice that I was pushing shift earlier and it was snapping. I was using that to place. I forgot what I was placing. I think stairs. So here,
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna go find a good spot to build. Let's go build something. And yeah, everyone, keep asking the questions. We are here to answer. Um, if no one has any questions, then I'll just keep rambling on about RivenWorld. Um, I guess Renee, what's your favorite part of the game?
favorite part of the game.
Yeah, what are you
Right
looking
now I'm
forward to most?
in conquering the castle pretty much.
You're gonna conquer the castle.
Yeah, I'm ready. I think when I was testing the server with the team, I was actually just blocking doors everywhere.
Okay. No, that's gonna be a cool system when we get it fully ironed out. And honestly, like I am super pumped for the alpha, the people backing us in Kickstarter for the alpha release. We're gonna be opening up 2 or 3 public servers, and people can just go to town and help us test things, check it out, build stuff. Um, on top of that, we're also going to be releasing our server software early. So once we get the server sort of ironed out, we're going to be releasing it along with the plugin API or the SDK, and then people are going to be able to start building plugins. Yeah, Unreal Engine still just blows me away.
Same here.
Yeah, and we are planning also. Well, I'm just thinking of things to bring up when we're walking around the world. Actually, we're going to be with this river over here, we're actually going to be implementing like fishing to where you have to go get water, boil it, taking some of the survival stuff from DayZ. I'm not sure about anybody else, but I'm still a huge fan of DayZ. is when it comes to survival. Um, and also things like Rust, Reign of Kings, 7 Days to Die is fun. So this is my favorite game genre: survival, open world, sandbox. Do what you want to do. Um, hey, I'm just trying to find a good spot so we can build something. See, maybe back here. Yeah, here we go.
It's a good spot next to the river.
Yeah, I could build something next to the river here. Build like a little castle or something. Oh, on the relog. Run over here. Are there going to be creatures to fight? Very good question. So we are going to be adding in animals. Some of the animals will be aggressive in nature. So you're actually, you could have the chance of running into a bear or something like that. And some animals will be passive, so like deer. And we're also going to be adding in the ability that so you can track them, so you can learn tracking and being able to see where animals go, where they're at, stuff like that. So yeah, there are going to be creatures. Um, as far as like mystical creatures, we're not quite sure yet. That may be coming at a later date and just something fun to add in, like maybe at night um, something
I
at
vote
night that attacks you.
I vote yes on that one.
You vote yes for creatures that attack you.
Please do.
We did play around with the idea that at night the Elder's Curse weakens, and so PvP is very limited during the day, but at night, then that's when PvP can get sort of aggressive and you can kill each other. That's going to be a setting within the server software for server owners, but it is the idea to um, basically make it to where during the day you're free to move around, and we want to sort of add that fear of like, oh shoot, I got to get back to my base before night, or else, I may die. Someone may rob me on the road, whatever. I know when I was playing Reign of Kings, I was in a roleplay community, and in that community, they had this rule that you could only PvP each other at night. Um, so I always thought that was cool. That added a whole nother dynamic because you always felt safe during the day running around. But at night, we literally would all run back to our huts and bases we built because you didn't want to get killed by the 2 or 3 bandits that were in the server. Hey, we're back at our build site here. And to just give you guys an idea about the size of this world, um, we have only explored a very small fraction of it right now. And actually, the world design is still ongoing, so there's a lot of things that we're wanting to add, like a watchtower on top of the mountain, stuff like that, where people can go claim that area and make it their base, or do whatever they want to do with it. Okay, a question um, from Facebook. I assume there is assume there's going to be mobs as well. Is it going to be like DayZ where you rarely run into them, or is it going to be like a true D&D game that has them everywhere but more flooded in certain areas? So, as far as mobs go, what we would probably do is sort of we want to balance things out, and we want to make it to where people feel safe at certain times of the game day, and then at other times that's when the real looting and mobs and stuff like that really come into play. um, so for instance, like an idea um, that we had for mobs is okay, during the day you're safe, there's no like super hostile mobs past like bears, normal like animals. But then at night, maybe goblins or something like that come out, and you have to be a little bit more prepared at night to fight them off. But then also it gives an advantage to other players because if you could get all kitted up with steel armor and stuff, you could go harvest mobs at night, um, and then during the day just build your base and do normal survival. Did that answer your question? Will there be chests or other items to loot to help advance your character? We haven't added that in as of yet. There was an idea that was brought up to us by our backers on Kickstarter to add in dungeons that you could go crawl through and loot. So we are exploring that, the ability to add in like dungeons or different places you could go loot at. We do have a lot of ruins, and actually, here I'll take a break from building the foundation there. I'll go run up and show you some of the ruins that we have placed down, because I do know there's one up here on the top of this hill.
I believe there's one also following the river. I don't know which one are you close to.
Yeah, there is one. I'll go to that one next. So there's one by the lake, and then there's one up here on this, um, on top of like this ridge here. So this is sort of between um, the castle and the spawn town. So here's one of the ruins. I think there's trees growing in it. It's a slight little. I guess trees could be growing inside a ruin. Um, but here's a ruin. So if we were going to do like loot chests or something like that, or even like going back to your comment, William, um, this is where we would put like mob concentration. So you would, the ruins and the loot chests would go and be concentrated within the ruined buildings that are around the map. So this is one of them. It's purposely built and designed in a way to allow players to sort of take control of it. So here I can show you an example of what you could do. So our building system, actually you can snap to anything. So like I could block this whole walkway in and put a door here, and then could claim this as my base. Now, if we added mobs in, I'm not sure if you want a mob spawn area to be in the middle of your base, but I guess it could also be to an advantage. Like if you built walls and stuff, you could actually corral the mobs and harvest them and sell stuff like that. That actually be pretty cool, in my opinion. That sort of reminds me of like 7 Days, where you could corral zombies through like death machines. Yeah, here's one ruin. We're planning to put quite a bit more. It just hasn't made it into the world yet, so we're slowly making it across the world here, and adding details. Um, and so prior to the early access, the world will be fully built out and ready to explore and go loot things or stuff like that. And also going back to the whole looting idea, I could actually see that being pretty cool as well, because um, players you would have to fight each other to get good loot spots. It's sort of like DayZ with the airfields. That'd be very cool to see inside RivenWorld, to where the good loot is in like because we have plans to put an old ran down Viking village on the North Shore that's way across this mountain. Um, so you could maybe the Viking village in the North Shore has the good loot. Oh, my animation's all screwed up. Let's see if I can fix it. There we go. Okay, I was just swimming into the terrain. So yeah, this is another ruin that we put in. So it's really just we're trying to put as many as we can in to where players can use them to their advantage, to their disadvantage, to create different environments, to use it as a back of a base. Okay, be nice to have some type of dungeon concept to like Elder Scrolls or Diablo, even though those games are kind of mainstream. Are you guys thinking about having main town that people? I gotta scroll. Sorry. Main town that people spawn in, like a main hub area where merchants and stuff is. Okay. So yeah, let me go back and show you that. So yeah, we are putting in a spawn town. So I will go show you the beautiful spawn town. So yeah, we are going to be putting in a spawn town. We actually have it sort of pegged out already right now. So all the players actually are going to spawn in at the docks. That actually goes back to a long, long tradition. When I first created my first Minecraft server, I built a dock that everyone spawned at, and it seems like every server that I would create on any game where I could do that, it just sort of stuck. So yeah, there's a dock that players will spawn in at, and let me get through this forest. We're almost there. I can see the shrine through the trees. So we were playing with the concept of doing like random coastal spawning, sort of like DayZ. We thought it would be cool to put in a spawn town. So the really cool part about RivenWorld is the server software is actually ran on Java. So we're going to release it all as open source after we're in early access. And server developers will be able to build plugins. So there's going to be an event hook system, sort of like Minecraft Bucket or Spigot, to where you can hook into this player join event and then redirect their spawn. So we may say that like over here's the spawn point, but then a server owner could be like, hey, I want to make a DayZ like spawn, um, and build out a random spawn plugin. And not only could they use it on their server, they could also share it with the community on our plugin repository that we're going to be launching. So yeah, this is the spawn town right now. So players actually spawn down here in the corner, like you just got off the ship. It sort of brings me back to my old Minecraft stuff, but I think honestly that came from RuneScape, because I remember in RuneScape, I used to hang around the docks all the time at going to the Banana Island. I can't remember the official names, but all I remember is I'd get on every single night and go harvest bananas. So yeah, this is the spawn town. We're sort of leaving it open for server developers or owners to create stuff within. So with the plugin system as well, people are going to be able to put down like NPCs, dialogue boxes, a whole slew of things. So they could make this like a blacksmithing shop. The server could, or a market. And we also have like stands here to where people are going to be able to set up merchants. Let me make my chat box bigger. There we go. Okay, so I can actually read it. Okay. So, there's a game called Conquer Online that I played quite a bit back in the day, and they had a main town you spawned in that sold beginner gear like weapons, armor, potions, other items, and then also had safe areas where no PvP was allowed, and they could have merchants that sell stuff in game currency or a barter system, sort of like RuneScape. Um, I appreciate it. Like to hear you like the Spawn Town. Um, and happy to hear you're liking everything you're hearing about the game so far. We're excited to get everyone in and do some beta testing, alpha testing, some server load testing. We want to make sure that this game is going to be solid when it's released in early access. So there's a slight bug. I'm going to relog real quick. Right before this stream, while working on code, I broke the food consumption system. So we just respawn and that'll be fixed. No, but we're really excited to see what everyone thinks about the game, and we're also excited to see what people build with it. But going back to your idea of like a safe zone during the spawn, um, what we're thinking to do is in like the server config when server owners set up their servers, they can toggle on like spawn safe mode, and that will protect this area to where people aren't getting ganged up on right when they load into the world. Because I know in DayZ, I used to hate that. Like I remember during DayZ mod days, you would connect up, and like I literally would just hightail it to the tree line. Because like if you spawn in like Chernobyl, not Chernobyl. Oh goodness, I forgot the name. Cherno. I don't know the full name. Cherno or Electro. You'd had to like book it, or else you were gonna be sniper food. Okay. Yeah, the idea is if we were to do a safe zone, and we'll probably if we add it, it's gonna be a config option. So we're all about config and customization. And I think that just goes back to what I like to do in games and on servers. Is I always loved games to where they just gave you like their game mode, but then you could do whatever you wanted with it. Like you could build whatever you could think of, and I always really enjoyed that. So on top of the plugin system, if we do like a safe zone or merchants or stuff like that, it'll be by being enabled in the server. Another idea we actually came up with was since we're building this extensive plugin mod system, we may just release the base game just as like this, a sandbox, and then come out with official plugins built by us. That maybe we build an economy plugin to where now there's economy in game, or a merchant plugin. So that those are also ideas that we've had. Okay, let's see. Sounds very interesting. I like the idea of having separate servers where it can have multiple servers that are all different ideas. So the game is kind of endless in a sense. When it comes to finding what you want to play and new stuff from servers you'd enjoy. Exactly. So that's what we're aiming for. Like I'm a huge fan of, and I'm not sure if you've played like 5M with GTA. Huge fan of that. Huge fan of Minecraft. Because like I have my own idea on what a game should be, but someone else has a completely separate idea, and they may come up with something that is just so epic and cool that you know it's just fun to play, and it sort of gives life to you could join, like, let's say RivenWorld, for example. You could have just a public server that we run, and it's just open world PvP, PvE, little quest here and there. But then you could have a roleplay community, or you could have someone come up with their own concept of maybe you have to take the throne, like a mini game. Like you have 30 minutes to take the throne, and there's two teams. So then you're turning into like Stronghold, or um, oh, shoot, Stronghold's an old game. You're turning into like Stronghold, or oh, it's slipping my mind. Total War, to where you have to do like fortress defense and stuff. I think that's Total War. Thank you, William. Yeah, the let's see, like having quests or NPCs going around, for example, so it's not so vast. Um, Yeah, well, the world is actually rather large, so we've only seen like maybe a tenth of it of me just running around here. Like right now, I'm going up to the Elder's Throne. The Elder's Throne is sort of in the middle, the Midwest of the island. I can go look over the corner. It's gonna look very barren. We have the terrain all pegged out and the textures, but we're still working on world design. And what we've been trying to do is actually spending some time on the world design. So we've been going little box by box and making it smooth, entertaining, adventurous, and stuff like that. And I just love the natural look of um, how we have everything set up. Like I was when I did the stream Thursday, I was joking with at that time Kevin was on, and Kevin's one of our community managers that's going to be joining us here shortly. Maybe not on this stream, but on another stream. Um, and it's we both sat and watched the sunset in the game. And I was like, man, that is pretty. Let's see. I will assume there will be towns with AI that fill it up a bit. Um, so there is going to be we're sort of torn between AI. I think what we'll probably do is leave that up to servers to work on. So servers we're going to expose just like 5M or any of the other moddable games. Like we'll expose player characters, stuff like that. They can spawn NPCs, create dialogue. Um, but we're going to be putting in a lot of abandoned towns that servers and people can do whatever they want with. So the idea would be, if you have a friend, a group of friends or whatever, you could take over the keep, become the king. You could take over the Viking village. You could take over, a small village that we're going to be putting in to the east of the island. Um, so yeah, the idea is, and we're trying to stick as close to it as we can. This is a like forgotten land that no one lives in anymore, and you have all these new inhabitants coming, and there'll be conflict, there's survival, there's people working together, and I don't know. I've always been very intrigued by games like that because what ends up happening is everyone sort of develops their own storylines, and I've always found that super cool. And I guess it goes back to why I like 5M, Minecraft, stuff like that. Um, but going back to since we're building this extensive plugin system, um, and mod system, we may just come out with an official plugin from us as the developers for like a quest line. So then servers, you just click and drag, install the quest line, and bada bing, bada boom, it's loaded up. So here's the try not to die going over here. So this is the western shore. So this is we haven't touched anything on the northern shore of the map again. But here I'll go show you the general terrain. And we're going to be putting in some paths and stuff that you can follow, so you don't have to worry about slipping and dying to death. See if I can get over here. And yeah, and this upcoming week, actually, we're going to be adding in. I can actually show you the placeable system. So this is what was complete last week. So we actually have a complete placeable system now to where you can place down whatever you want. So like I could put a campfire, I could actually use it. It's going to provide warmth, cooking, stuff like that. And we also have in here, let's see, torches, chest, rugs, chandeliers. So you're going to be able to, if you build a base, you're going to be able to make it look like how it would look back then. So very kingly. Um, Stuff like that. Put a chest down here. So why not? There we go. So yeah, going back to I think it was Sandy Dog Dawn's question. This is what like if we did a loot system, there'd just be chests and or crates around, and once you open them up and take things, they disappear. Um, Again, with the cool plugin system we're building, server owners would be able to completely customize that logic as well. So they can override our loot system and put in their own loot system, create their own loot tables, um, and stuff like that. So here is the western shore. And so we're going to be putting ruins and abandoned villages scattered throughout the map. So down here we're going to be putting like a Viking village just right on the shoreline, sort of. If I'll show you guys before we end the stream, I'll go fly over there in the Unreal Editor, but it sort of reminds me of like the shoreline of like England and stuff. So I'm real excited to get to this part of the map and actually get to doing design stuff over here. So the map, as far as size, is, I think the last time we checked, it's roughly, I don't want to say a bad number, so I won't even give you a rough number. Basically, it takes about 20 minutes to run across the complete map. So like right now, this is the northern shore. If I keep going around, we'll be on the eastern shore, and then back to like the spawn town area. But the size is going to grant a lot of cool things. Honestly, we think we're going to be able to fit 100 people or so per server and per world. Of course, that'll be dependent on the server owner, but that's what we're going to suggest as far as sizing goes. So you don't want people living on top of each other. Okay. Any more questions? Anyone have any more amazing questions to ask? About RivenWorld, about the developers, about the ideas, or any comments about what you want to see? Ooh, there's a weather change. Oh, this is spooky. So this just popped in my head, but going into our rune system, certain runes will be able to change the overall world weather. So you can actually use it to your advantage. Like if you're gonna go take the throne, you could play the runes like trading cards, sort of. So if you got like a rune of fog, you could play it, and then it's foggy in the world for I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So you could actually use it to your advantage. Like let's say you have a rune of night and a rune of fog, you could just make your opponent's life just living hell, defending their settlement or castle, keep, clan, whatever they are. Okay, question from Pogasm. Question about the Kickstarter. So, what is the plan if for some reason the project doesn't get funded? Great question. So, we are committed to RivenWorld. We are committed to this idea. We're committed to seeing it through. This is a game that we've been wanting to play for a long, long time as a team, and me personally. Um, we actually are talking to some investors right now to invest in the game title to make sure that it's the best it can be. Um, and even if that doesn't happen, we're still committed to delivering the game. So if Kickstarter doesn't fund, then what we would most likely do is launch our own alpha sign up on our website where you can pay the exact same price, get alpha access, and we just keep pushing forward. Things may be a little bit slower without the Kickstarter funding, but the goal is to finish this, release it, and see a ton of people play it. Because this is honestly, I've been looking for this genre and this type of game for a long time, and I haven't found something to satisfy that itch, per se. So we're gonna build it. Okay, Melissa asked, when is the next live? So we're gonna be doing 2 dev streams a week. we were looking to do like Thursday and Sunday. The one during the week may be a little bit in flux, um, but we'll do one during the week and then one on Sunday. So every Sunday at 2 o'clock. Ooh, I could not get up there. Okay, let's go back. So this part of the world's unfinished. So some of the terrain hasn't been smoothed out yet. So we'll see if I can get back to the spawn city. I don't. This is like PUBG. I'm like stuck in the cliffs in the upper part of the map. Gonna get shot from the top here. Um, but yeah, if you guys have funded Kickstarter, then I just want to say thank you, and help spread the word. Send it to your friends. Post it on your social media, um, because no matter what happens, we're driven to finish this and to see players and to bring it to the community. Um, and Kickstarter funding will just help us move faster. So, yeah. Also, we have a wish list. We want to get one of those really cool animation recording suits where we can actually make real life looking animations. And that's going to be a lot of fun to be able to actually put that on and swing an axe, swing a sword, do that type of stuff. Here, I'll forage real quick. Let's see what I get. Oh, I got 5 stone. And I can actually craft. And yeah, and also a Kickstarter funding, like we're gonna look into doing like a custom soundtrack. We actually got someone reached out that does game music, so we're sort of excited to create our own medieval-esque soundtrack. Man, I may have gotten myself in a pickle here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Oh shit! Almost fell off. But you can just see the vast size of the world because I'm still on the northern shore, and probably got a solid other 15 minutes to get back to the spawn town just running. That brings me to another thing, um, and Sandy Dog Dawn just brought it up. So we are going to be adding in some mounts, so you can ride a horse, a donkey, um, you know, and we may add some other like mystical mounts in. Um, but yeah, we are going to be adding mounts, maybe even a horse and a buggy. I know I played Life is Feudal for a while, and the only sucky part about Life is Feudal is uh, for a while they didn't have horses. So you literally have your like pull cart and you'd pull it to the market, and it'd take you a solid like 45 minutes of just walking at half, not even that, like a quarter of the speed I'm running right now in RivenWorld. Um, so yeah, our goal is to add mounts and like vehicles per se. So Pogism 9, I'm not sure how much you've seen of the stream, but what is your what's your first impression seeing it in an actual like playing environment? I need to figure out how to get down from here. Holy hell. Okay, let's see, maybe over here. See, I'm getting stuck. Walking the coastline. Whew. Okay, let's see if this kills me. Oh shit. Well, no, glad to hear. Oh, I died. So yeah, it is in pre-alpha. So yeah, you're right. A lot will change. But we're super excited to see the progress we've made so far, and we're excited to share it with everybody as well and get all your guys' opinions and um, feedback on what we're building. And if you guys see anything that you just looks out of place, or you guys have any ideas, that's what these dev streams are all about, is communicating and also just showing off what we've done this past week. talking about the future, talking about ideas and concepts, and what the community wants to see. So feel free um, to speak up and let your voice be heard. We are all about um, making this a game that people want to spend hours and hours and hours playing with their friends, because that's what I want to do in it. But yeah, this is the spawn city. Um, So yeah, this is where players will come in. Just going back, I'm not sure if you heard earlier. William was asking a question about um, like the spawn system. Currently, everyone's going to spawn at the boat, but using our mod plugin system, you're actually going to be able to hook in and change the player spawn event. So all the server software is written in Java. It's all going to be released as open source software when we enter early access on Steam. And then Kickstarter backers, of course, get early access before that. Um, so people can start building plugins, mods, and we're going to build a plugin repository or plugin like I don't want to say marketplace, but something similar to where you can actually post your plugin, search plugins, download ones that people built for the community, and sort of just have fun with it. And we're excited to see what people create. Um, oh, look, it's an animation bug. I'll have to, we'll have to fix that. um, but yeah, we're just real excited to see what everyone creates with the mod and plugin system and what people come up with as far as server ideas. Okay. Any other questions or anything anyone wants to know about the game, the Kickstarter, us as a team? I'm going to wrap up the stream here at 3:15 Central. Um, so, yeah, just ask away. And here's an example of one of the Elder Shrines. So this is where we're sort of treating it like a garbage bin, but you get stuff for it. So you're going to go there, dump your stuff that you don't want, and the elders will grant you a rune, or they may just give you um, nothing. Um, but past that, the higher quality items that you find in the world, so if you go get like gold, stone, diamond, ruby, whatever, silver gives you better runes than just iron or steel. Steel gives you better runes than iron. Um, then that would give you more chance of getting a better rune. Okay, you mentioned early access in Steam. Do you have any idea when that would be at this point? So we are going to be releasing. So the goal is if the Kickstarter gets funded and or we get investment from one of the investors we're talking to currently, early access is going to be released either June or July. So this upcoming summer. And it really just depends on how everything plays out on the financing side. Just like how I was talking earlier, we are committed to finishing this project and seeing players on it. So even if Kickstarter doesn't fund, then we're going to work on it slowly, get it perfected. Well, not perfected. Nothing's perfect in this world, but get it to the point to where it's playable and people can enjoy it without frustrations of crashes and like major bugs. Um, and but we are aiming for this summer for an early access release. Now we will be so let's say Kickstarter doesn't fund, we will be doing an alpha like support us and get alpha released on our website, so you can get early access, not Steam early access, but well, I guess it would be through Steam, but you would get alpha access using that. And that would translate to a real game copy for the early access Steam release and full release later on. Oh, we appreciate that, Mike. And oh yeah, stay tuned, watch the progress, and like I said, we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna try to do 2 streams a week. One will always be Sunday at 2. The other one may float between like Tuesday, Thursday, something like that. And just keep you guys updated with the progress we're making, show off new things, get your guys' feedback. I really do enjoy the whole concept of live streaming because you guys get to see things and I get to respond in real time instead of waiting for a video to come out, doing devlogs. We really want everyone to be involved in the process of us building this because we are building it so everyone can enjoy it. Because the game's no fun if no one's enjoying it. At least that's my philosophy. Let's see if I can get up here. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it for the stream today, guys. I think we're going to do another dev stream probably, let's do Wednesday, this upcoming week. So Wednesday, you can catch us later at night. There will be a post on Facebook, along with you can always join our Discord server. And I will post the Discord in the chat for you guys here momentarily after the stream's over. Join our Discord server. That's where you can get notification of the stream going live. But like I said, we're going to be doing 2 dev streams a week. Next one will be Wednesday, and then following that will be Sunday at the same time, so 2 o'clock Central. Until next time, I've really enjoyed answering all of your guys' questions and showing you guys RivenWorld, and we hope that you go and share it with your friends and your fellow people you play games with. And yeah, help us spread the word because we are wanting to build a really, really cool medieval sandbox multiplayer game that honestly, this may sound very geeky, but I am super pumped to see what people create. Like that is the one thing that I'm most excited about is seeing the buildings people create, seeing stories people create, and seeing servers people create. So with that, I will leave you guys. The trailer will play one more time before the stream ends, but take it easy, enjoy your Sunday, and we will see you Wednesday or on another dev stream.
Dear traveler, welcome to the realm of the Iron Isle. Together with your fellow travelers, you will fight together or against one another for control of the Elder's throne and take control of this cursed land. Make your own destiny. Learn to forage and gather. Forge iron into steel. Build your own settlement from the sweat of your neighbors. Make this realm yours, either through war or peace. Gain influence and title. Welcome to RivenWorld, the first era. Coming soon to Steam Early Access.